Operation North Pole is amazing.
Operation North Pole is just the most outstanding thing I think I've done in 24 years being involved in the fire service.
And Operation North Pole is the twinkle in a kid's eye.
Operation North Pole is a United employee-sponsored event that includes our family and friends. We work with the Chicagoland area children's hospitals. They provide us with around 60 children. They all come to O'Hare the first Saturday of every December. We take them on a fantasy flight to the North Pole.
Families that are invited are families that have a child who has a severe illness. Their whole everyday existence has to do with the child's illness, and so for this one day, they are someplace else.
Their ordinary is different than ours. We're in and out of hospitals, going to specialists. They don't know what's going to work, trying different treatments, and just seeing that in their face and then seeing them smile.
When we told the kids about it, we told them that they would be going on an airplane ride, going to Santa's house in the North Pole. They were excited the minute we walked into the airport.
We were escorted in and the whole world changed from the minute we hit the terminal on. Everybody in their costumes and all the different families.
When they said that you'd get to go on an airplane and they would, take you to the North Pole, the kids on the plane were just excited, and they actually asked everybody to close the shades to help create that illusion that they're going somewhere.
And as the plane took off, I watched her face to see if she believed, and I didn't say one way or another. And she was sitting back going, "Are we? Are we leaving?" And I didn't confirm and I didn't deny, and I said, "I guess you just have to believe."
The flight attendants were there to greet us, and they were singing, and everyone was singing along to Christmas songs, and it was a lot of fun.
They do a high-speed taxi around the airport, land at the Fantasy Gate, which is all decorated, hopefully like a winter wonderland.
When they come off the plane at the North Pole, there's like looks of wonderment and surprise and happipiness and excitement, and it's just, it's great to see.
So when we got into the terminal where we quote landed, and the first thing that she saw was all the firefighters down on their knees, clapping for these kids. She turned around to me and she said, "Mom, look at what they're doing for me." And she may not have believed that we were in the North Pole. She believed that we'd arrived.
I mean, you walk out of there and you feel like you're sitting on cloud nine. I mean, it's great just to see the excitement and the kids' eyes and also the parents' eyes, because even though the kid is the one that is sick, the parents, it really takes a toll on them also, and you can tell.
It actually meant so much because I've seen him suffer the second time around, and just to have him, he had this look where he was just so excited, knowing he was going to go to North Pole. He had this anticipation. By the time he got there, I couldn't keep track of him. I had to constantly watch him because he was running in and out, darting. He goes, "Oh, I hear they're making cookies. I'm going to go make cookies. Oh, look, there's Ronald McDonald. I'm going to go run to him."
And I think my most memorable moment was this little girl that came from across the room out of nowhere. I was facing Santa Claus with, my camera in hand up to my eye, and out of the corner of my eye, I catch this image running past me. Santa saw her running towards him, and he knelt down, and she ran across the room and just flew into his arms. I think that's the most, for me, that was one of the unbelievable moments, and really kind of made everything click for me as to this is what I want to do. This is a charity that I really need to be involved with.
Watching these kids, especially the very sick kids, you want to just hug them to death, and they're just wonderful little kids. And I have to say, for the parents, they're the most loving, the kindest, the sweetest parents that anybody could ever ask for.
Each child in the family received an enormous gift sack full of toys and presents that were wrapped, all from the generous donations from Operation North Pole. Our kids were stunned.
Daniel, anticipating a gift. Daniel would be happy with a red balloon. He doesn't ask for much. So to see his face light up when we went to see Santa Claus was just nice to see him smile. Because he hasn't. He hadn't in a while. And then on top of it, when we got the gifts, they were as big as the bag that Santa comes down the chimney with.
One family said, "Where did it all come from?" And we said, "Santa, of course." And she said, "No, really, where did this all come from?" Because they knew they were coming, and they knew they'd given us a wish list. They had no idea that we would fulfill the wish list. So they were incredibly overwhelmed. They just had no idea. And she said, "I would never have been able to pull off Christmas. You have no idea." They had nothing, literally nothing.
I didn't allow her to open those gifts until it was Christmas, because we weren't going to be home for Christmas. And because we couldn't be with the rest of my family, it was just her and I. My husband was at home, my sons were at home. It was going to be her and I in the hospital. So we kept those gifts. And that's the gifts that she opened on Christmas morning. And those were the only gifts she opened Christmas morning.
And when they come to us and enjoy a wonderful day at the airport, they really have experienced just one day of joy without having to worry about hospitals, chemo. So it's a lot of work, but reason to keep doing it.
Thank you, Operation North Pole.
Thank you, Operation North Pole. Operation North Pole is awesome.
Operation North Pole is amazing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.